Morning, YouTube.
Hi, this is Aaron and Tammy with Sold Out Marriage, and we haven't seen you for, it seems like, a long time, which in YouTube years, probably. But we're here in 2019. What is today, the 7th?
Yes, it's the first Monday of
January
the year
of 2019.
So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Late.
No, it's not late.
Okay. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about our years, including 2018 and looking forward to 2019. This year is going to be a big year, and Tammy will talk a whole lot more about that. But just to wrap up 2018, I just wanted to talk about just a little bit of what we experienced. 2018 kind of started off in a pretty positive direction, honestly, with words that we got from what is it called? Prophetic speaking.
Oh, yeah.
And we still believe, everything that was told, because a lot of things came out in that direction for us last year. There was a lot of, I guess you could say, negative things that happened last year with 3 car wrecks, including one total, which our son came out without any real problems at all, which we were absolutely grateful for. A hit and run, and basically a side swipe. None of them any of our faults, but just challenges that we have had to face this year, which I guess at this point, realizing God has put us in a place where we can deal with things like that. We don't like to, we don't want to, but we can.
Let's not forget about my job changes.
Job change. Oh, so yes, I need to keep this brief because you got a lot more to talk about. Major job change for Tammy, because her company basically sold a bunch of the business off to another company. Very uncomfortable with her situation, so she got herself into a great job, which she loves and is absolutely overwhelmed and drowning in. But she's getting to the point where she's getting a lot better at it. So
getting a better handle on it.
And through all this, I guess the point is, if we were to grade ourselves with how we did, marriage-wise, couple-wise, I'd say we got maybe a C+. The first half of the year was pretty good, pretty consistent, pretty ongoing, with a lot of the things we had started since years ago that we've talked about in other videos. The men's conference I went to last year was a great booster for us.
Marriage conference. We went to San Diego for a marriage conference, and that was really good. And I think some of those things help us recognize that we were at a C+, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and I'd say for the first half of the year, if you were to look at it as a midterm, we were getting probably a B+, maybe A-, something like that. I don't know. But the end of the year, busyness just kind of overwhelmed us. Our kids got involved with many things. Our oldest started looking at college, and we were trying to kind of get his motor started in that direction. And it was just thing after thing. That's when all the wrecks happened, is the second half of the year. And it just took a toll, really. And it was hard. But overall, I mean, we have just decided, because of all the tools we've learned over time, that we just pick up basically where we left off and keep moving forward. And that's why we're still doing videos. And so so that was 2018, and it was a lot of learning experiences. 2019 looks like a really big year. We have no idea what's going to be in store for actual things that happen. But we have plans for many big things, which Tammy can really elaborate on.
Yeah, big things, but good things. It's funny, before we started the video, we were almost trying to figure out how last year and this year are relevant. And we just talked about how the busyness is something that Tony and Elisa from One Extraordinary Marriage talk about. Busyness is overdone. And Man, last year I thought was busy, but this year looking ahead is actually really intimidating. All really good things, but still intimidating. And so, talking about this year, the big ticket items are, we're looking at a few big family trips with our oldest turning 18 and going to college, getting some of those trips in. And then just, taking some family time to do some big trips. But those big trips take planning and finances and all of that to be in order. So communication is going to be something that we really have to work on to make sure not only do they happen, but also that we're prepared for them. And so I think that communication for us is going to be something that we really have to focus on. But then, other big things, Aaron and his job, he may be traveling more this year. I have, 2 clinics opening in New York and New Jersey and another one in Pennsylvania. So I'll be traveling some. But then we have Aaron and Keziah will be going to Emerge this year. Emerge is the men's conference. And so we'll have Aaron talk about that in a minute. Potentially a marriage conference again. They have the one that we went to last year was the first year. This is the second year. We actually haven't talked about whether or not we're going to be able to go. We're kind of assuming that we would be, but at the same time, depending on timing of everything else that we have going on. So those are big tickets, but probably Keziah graduating, Keziah turning 18. Those are big events, but yet the length of those events are going to carry through the year because we've got to help him figure out, is he going to go off to college? And if he is, what does that look like, getting him there and getting him prepared to live on his own? And so those are some big things that we're looking forward, and just taking all that in made me realize I'm going to be hopefully starting on the worship team. We have our book that we are so close to publishing. Hopefully we'll be publishing that this first quarter. I say hopefully, but really we are going to.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. And so we have a lot that we're also just trying to get done. And so that being said, really the probably the biggest point of this video and the busyness that we're going to go through this year is how are we going to stay connected? And I will talk about that in a minute. So first, I'll have you just touch on Emerge, since I had mentioned that. That's a big thing that we're really excited about for Keziah and Aaron.
So this year will be the 3rd year I've gone. I don't even know how many years they've done this conference, but it's in San Diego. It's with a church. It's put on by a church named C3. And it is, okay, in my limited scope, it is by far the most exciting, most engaging men's conference, Christian men's conference specifically, that I have ever experienced. And so that's why I'm going for the 3rd year. Mm-hmm. I wanted to take our oldest last year, but the scheduling just didn't work out with
he had auditions
and stuff that he was doing for his talents. But this year we just scheduled it far enough ahead of time where he is going with me this time, which is great. Barely by the seat of our pants. He's 17 and he's going to go with me. But I guess the point of the conference, outside of just our experience, is that it's an incredible time, especially for men, Christian men that want to that are searching for their place, where they stand, and how to getting over their own issues and sins and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, and just fellowship with other men, that was a really big thing for.
Well, that's what I mean. Learning how to do that. Mm-hmm. I think, in my experience, at least living in Utah, a lot of Christian men, don't really get how to do that. I mean, men have best friends and stuff like that, but how to open up to other Christians and get into groups and work together as Christian men, moving each other forward. I think that's missing a lot. Mm-hmm. Especially, to be honest, in the group that we're in at our church, I feel that's missing a lot. Maybe I'm the outsider, but that's just what I observe from where we're at.
Yeah.
So all due respect to those guys, they're all great guys. We just need to be able to get together better, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, anybody interested, please email us. I'll connect you with the information about it. It's got a significant cost, but believe me, it is worth it.
And wives, you really want your husbands to go to this. It started out that way. I wanted to do something to thank Aaron for all that he does around here and for his family, and just sending him to go and have some kind of alone guy time and do something big. And it actually turned out to be way more of a blessing than even I realized. So wives, you really want your husbands to go to this. The same thing as, is it okay if I jump in to just finish off? So also, if you get a chance to go to a One Extraordinary Marriage conference, they're doing one in North Carolina soon, this quarter. And then if you can't make it to that, or if you want to come closer, San Diego later this year, definitely go. But that's something that we're also looking forward to, is once our book comes out, we really want to work on doing some speaking engagements, speaking at conferences or around the churches in the Valley. And so that's something that's coming. But just to wrap up, how are you going to connect this year? If you're as busy as us, you need to find ways to stay connected. And we're right there with you. So we have coffee breaks scheduled. We're taking some freedom ministry classes, some other classes that we just want to do to grow spiritually together. So kind of those different intimacies, finding ways to connect. So that being said, I think we could probably just...
like some wise people we know said, busyness is overdone. And so if you commit yourself to it, you'll do it. You put it on your list of priorities and schedule it, it'll happen. So just be encouraged, do it, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and push the notifications bell to make sure that you know when we make these videos.
Yeah. And you can email us at asoldoutmarriage@gmail.com, especially if you have any questions for us on how to better connect, or what tools we've used. You can look at our other videos, but you can also ask questions. So with that, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Okay. See ya.